It's Cinemondo with the girls, Kathy and
Hello.
Lara today. Here we are. We got a request from a new member named Ken Adams, and he has been just a plethora of information. He's
Oh
given
my
us
gosh.
so
Yes.
much great info about Indian cinema. So I want to give him a shout out because he's been super helpful about so many things: context, history, pronunciations, obscure, famous, like all kinds of fun stuff. So one of the things he suggested, because he saw that we had done the review of Dev D, which we all loved,
Oh,
right?
so
So
good.
the director is Anurag Kashyap, and he directed a film called No Smoking in 2007. It's a
Hmm.
Hindi language film that Ken Adams said we should check out in our. And so I'm going to
Okay.
start. We'll start with the trailer, and then hopefully move on because it stars John Abraham, who's not hard to look at. So
No, I
it might
will
be something to watch.
just to watch him.
we're
Okay,
we're
got
just
it.
gonna watch it, and that'll be that. So I also want to tell you guys about our new Cinemondo membership. So it's starting to grow. It's like you get all kinds of fun benefits, like you get custom emojis, member shout outs, like we just did, priority replies, badges. Badges are cool because as time goes by, they start changing colors so everybody knows how cool you are, how long you've been a member.
Oh,
It's kind of neat.
yes.
And
Yes.
then the coolest thing about it, if you go into the monster level, you get to suggest films for us to review, and we'll give you a shout out, and we'll absolutely positively review it because sometimes it's hard to keep up with what's going on in the comments.
Mhm.
On top of all of that, because that's just not enough, we have a Slack channel, and in that way you can talk to
Yes.
me and Lara,
Yes,
Elizabeth,
yes.
Natalie, Burke, Mark, and that is the great place to give suggestions for movies because it's more direct. It's right there.
Yes.
There's only a few of us. It's relatively small, so you get to be, it's an intimate group right now. It's OGs, um, and that's easier to keep up with the thousands of comments that we're trying to keep up with. And
Oh,
I make a list,
yes.
but it's chaos. So if you really want to get something reviewed, that's the place to do it. So I
Mhm.
suggest you guys come on board. The Slack channel's
Join
fun.
us. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
China. And we talk about
It's
all kinds of stuff. We don't just like, oh, we review this movie. Like we've been talking about the Jeffrey Dahmer thing in there. We've been talking about all kinds
yeah.
of different movies and things going on. So yeah, just watch
Mhm.
the Jeffrey Dahmer
It's
thing.
gonna be good.
So in the meantime, so this guy he's a considered kind of an indie outsider, a Hindi outsider filmmaker, like kind of an indie person. And we have those too in America, like the
Mhm.
ones who are commercially successful, but they're not really in the mainstream of the big machine of Hollywood. So they get a
Yes.
lot of respect for being, kind of dynamic, and they do, very creative things. So Dev D was one of those. Like I hadn't seen anything quite like it in Indian cinema yet. It was very contemporary, very crazy, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that was really so very excited to see what this no smoking is. I have no idea what it's about. It's 2007. So
Oh,
let's see.
okay.
So it's going to be a little bit older, but that's okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to take a look at this thing. You guys ready?
Ready.
Here we go. What the hell? Oh, he looks so cool.
मुझे सिगरेट नहीं छोड़नी है।
स्टॉप इट ये तू सिगरेट बहुत पीता है
What's loving a wife got to do with smoking?
सिगरेट गुड़का बीड़ी तंबाकू चारों का इलाज है बाबा बंगाल
What the hell do you think you're doing?
सांस जो सिला हुआ दिमाग मूंग रे मूंग मूंग रे मूंग 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 रे
Oh.
लब पे जल रही है वो बात भूल रे
तुमने उसे सिगरेट पीते हुए देखा है? किचन में, बाथरूम में, बेडरूम में।
ये रात भूंग भूंग रे ये राग भूंग भूंग रे वो बात भूंग
तेरी जिंदगी ऐसा बुरा सपना बन जाएगी तुझे समझ में नहीं आएगा तेरे साथ हो क्या रहा है
A very action-oriented clip trailer. We'll call it that. What do you think of that, Lara? What do you think this is about?
I have no idea. I don't have a clue. I'm like, it's not like a mob thing. It's not like a gangster thing, or is it? Question mark.
It really is.
But like, it really kind of just looks like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he just is like rolling with it. It's like I found this bag of money kind of a thing,
I
right?
know
And then
exactly. I had to know, so I did a little cheating. I don't like to look because I want the trailer to tell us, but considering that it's almost impossible to find this subtitled and it's a little older and it's very quick paced. I am very surprised that this is actually based on a Stephen King short story. Who knew?
What?
Quitters Inc. And I remember reading that now.
Oh, yes.
So it was an anthology. It also had Cat's Eye in it. You remember that movie?
Yeah, I do.
So basically the story follows a self-obsessed narcissist, clearly Abraham, right?
Yes.
He's a chain smoker who agrees to kick his habit to save his marriage and visits a rehabilitation center, but is caught up in a game from a man who wants him to quit. So it looks like it's one of those like kind of like Severance, like, yeah, this seems like it'll be good for my health, but then you end up in hell. Like it looks like almost like a torture chamber to make you quit smoking, right? So
Interesting.
that sounds really cool.
Well, now I want to watch this. So.
Oh no, seriously, I'm like, what the hell? So we got to try and find this subtitled. So we'll definitely look for that because now it's like it's not even just that Stephen King. It's now that I found out it's leaning almost into a little bit of horror.
It is. Yeah. It would have to.
So if you have horror in it, I want to see it.
Of course, absolutely.
I know. And we did. I don't know if you did this. We did a reaction to the John Abraham fight sequence in a film that we just did a fight sequence in Rocky Handsome, I think is what it was called.
Oh.
And that was insane. So I'm like, this guy could easily kick all their asses. So
it's like a John Wick meets kind of
is.
like
I know.
I like it. I'm digging it.
I know, I like it too. And he seems very cool. And he's an actor who apparently doesn't age, for one thing. And he seems to be doing more and more like complex characters. And this one looks pretty complex too, playing a narcissist who's trying to outsmart the voluntary no smoking thing that he joined up in.
Which is hilarious to me. I'm like, you're here because you want to be.
Remember you asked for this? You remember that? And I love that too when there's films like that where you join up to do this thing and then you find out it's not what you thought and you want to get out, but they don't let you get out because you signed up, and then you're like, but it's voluntary, and they protect themselves with that.
They're like, no, it's not really.
It's voluntary to be tortured.
Yeah.
I have a couple posters that are pretty cool. We have this one, which is kind of, they have the smoking is enveloping his whole head. So you can tell it's like the whole thing is about, the smoking and all the drama and the trauma. And actually, I see some scenes from the movie that has him in the snow up there, getting the gun in his face. The brief glimpse of a woman who apparently is going to be lots of trouble, I'm sure. And then we see the bad guys. We see kind of culty. They almost look like cult leaders almost in there. It was kind of interesting.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. It was more like a it kind of reminded me like of a one bedroom. Have you seen that one
yes.
yet?
Yeah.
That like community of,
we're here to help.
Yeah, we're here to help you. Become us
for help. And then we have the other one that's a little bit more. I love this shot because everyone has seen the shotgun, where you're blowing smoke in the other person's mouth, but it has that romantic. So I love the idea of taking a shot that should be romantic, and it becomes not only about addiction, but it envelops the smoke and the whole title of the thing.
Yes.
And everyone's addictions, women and smoking.
Oh.
Every man has that addiction. But very artful posters, very well done. I have to say, I like these
for
posters
2007. I mean, they look great.
I know, I really like it. I'm always impressed when I see posters, especially older ones that don't fall into the trap of all the bad 90s movies posters.
Oh yeah, really, they were bad.
So many bad ones. But so I want to thank Ken Adams for bringing our attention to this film, and it makes me want to explore a lot more by this director because he apparently is very dynamic, cool guy. Anurag Kashyap. Go ahead, remember that name. We're gonna do more, definitely more.
Well, we like Dev D, so I'd like this.
Dev D was so good. I tell people who don't even watch it, go see Dev D. They're like, what the hell's that? I'm like, I don't know. Just watch it.
Just watch it.
I don't know what Dev D means. His name's Dev. That's all I know. But so definitely watch Dev D, and we're all going to watch this. This might be a fun watch along. I don't know. It might be kind of crazy. We got to find it first. But, all right. That's it for us. Let us know what you guys think in the comments.